Stan Jabalisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor. The date, December 13, 2013. The time, 3:50 p.m. Mountain Standard. That is 2250 Zulu. Notice W1AW's bulletin coming in loud and clear on 21 megahertz. So the band, 15-meter band, is open between Newington, Connecticut and the Black Hills of Dakota Territory, United States of America, here at this hour when the sun is probably just about setting out there in Connecticut. Well, probably already has set 2 hours later. After having moved to the mountain time zone, I always get confused about time. Now notice that it just isn't coming in very well on 18 megahertz. Now, a while back, I actually heard them on 28 megahertz. I'm not hearing them there now. They're coming in loud and clear on 20 meters. That's 14 megahertz. 18 megahertz, not so much. 21 megahertz, better. How about 7 megahertz? Well, not too bad here either. Let's boost the preamp up there to the same level as the other bands. Not too bad there. So 18 megahertz, it's like, this is kind of weird. Now, normally what you get is a good propagation up to a certain frequency, and then it drops off above that frequency. Sort of like a low-pass filter, the ionosphere in effect. And that maximum usable frequency generally drops as the evening progresses, so that eventually, in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if pretty soon this 21 megahertz signal goes away. 28 megahertz has already died. So yeah, that's what you normally expect, but you rarely observe this donut hole effect, where you're getting good propagation up to a certain frequency, somewhere between 14 and 18 megahertz, then it drops off, and then it picks up again above a certain frequency, and I don't know exactly what those frequencies would be, and there really wouldn't be any way to find out except to conduct tests with W1AW all over the whole spectrum, and that is not going to happen in my lifetime. I wonder, though, I just wonder, based on that observation, what's happening on the Chaos band. This is the Citizens band, the 11-meter Citizens band. Sounds like Spanish. You hear a lot of Spanish these days on, of course, the southern United States. A lot of Hispanic immigrants are down there, and so you don't really necessarily know that they're south of the border in Mexico or Central America. They could be in the United States, but they also very well could be down in Central and South America, where I think they are less restrictive about power levels and things like that. Not that anybody on the Chaos band really takes power levels and other restrictions that seriously. I have a CB radio sitting in my garage right now, and I'm ready to give it away because it's just basically useless to me. I was thinking it would serve in the event that I don't have cell phone coverage in a particular remote area that I might be driving through, but absolutely useless. Nobody is on there for the purposes that it was originally intended that I can ever hear. Hardly ever. Now, you might expect driving out through the remote wilds of Wyoming or Montana where cell phone coverage doesn't exist that you might have a little CB activity, but you know, I've come to the conclusion that if I'm going to do mobile ham radio operation anymore, and I expect it to function where there's no cell phone coverage, and where, you know, that's the only way to communicate, no repeaters, Repeaters are all closed now anyway, unless you know the subaudible tone frequency, you'll never get in. I mean, you could die out there on the highway in range of a repeater a mile away, and nobody'd ever know about it until they found your body in the spring, thawed out, like cattle in Dakota Territory after Storm Atlas. Is that morbid or what? But anyway, that's this modern world where everybody seems to be building walls around themselves and everybody else. The only way to really do it anymore now, suppose I was driving out in some wild country like the western part of Texas, where there was not even any FM broadcast stations going that I could hear. The only way to communicate with the outside world would be either through some kind of satellite internet or through HF mobile radio. And I'm thinking about getting a little Yaesu HF mobile radio and putting it in big number 8. Should I ever need it, I can just pull over to the side of the road. I'll have like a 14 AVQ trap vertical base mount on the side of old number 8, and I'll just stick the 14 AVQ in there, pull over, you know, so that I'm not trying to run that thing while I'm driving, and use it to save my life. Maybe I'll talk to somebody in like Connecticut or Massachusetts or Minnesota or Dakota Territory when I'm down in Texas, out in the middle of nowhere. I don't know what I'd ever be going down there for, but you never know me. You never know what I might do. I never know what I might do. Well, so that is the propagation watch, the donut hole effect. They're still coming in on 21 megahertz. Now, that leads me to believe, what else might I hear on this band? Anything? I might, you know, just because it's not open to Connecticut doesn't mean it's not going to be open somewhere else. How about 21 megahertz? Nothing? Nothing, nothing, no one, no one, no one, no one. It looks like this may have just died off. No, I think the bulletin's over. That's what it is. The bulletin has ended. Yeah, the bulletin has ended. Just one last check here. Phase shift keying band on 20. Plenty of signals, but that pesky noise, look at that, almost S9, it's still up there. Still up there ruining the show. But on 21 megahertz, it's giving me a break. There's some signals. Phase shift keying on 15 meters. Maybe I ought to check that out. And stop yammering and wasting your time. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor, saying 73 from Dakota Territory, United States of America. Until next time, so long.